The clock had long struck 2, and after what felt like an eternity of restless tossing and turning, I finally surrendered to the stillness of the night and rose to seek solace in a glass of water. The glow of the lights in the living room lingered, casting a warm yet haunting presence in the stillness of the night. It was on that fateful night, a moment etched in my memory, when my cousin Robert entrusted Daniel to my care, asking him to stay with me for a while. Upon learning of his fate, a profound sorrow enveloped me, shattering my heart into countless pieces. His heart ached with the weight of betrayal as the love he once cherished crumbled around him, leaving his life in shambles. Daniel, who had shared his life with the same woman for countless years, found himself caught off guard in the most devastating manner imaginable. Robert's son was navigating a stormy sea of emotions, and the weight of it all felt unbearable for him. "Helen, I implore you to embrace this truth," Robert had pleaded with me, his voice trembling with desperation. Daniel longs for a moment of tranquility. Though I hardly knew Daniel, I sensed that the darkness that enveloped him stemmed from a woman, a haunting presence that shaped his every flaw. Our family has endured an overwhelming number of losses, each one leaving an indelible mark on our hearts. It has been 7 long years since I lost my husband, Richard. At the age of 60, he was taken from us in an instant, his life extinguished by the cruel grip of a heart attack. In just a fleeting moment, we found ourselves crafting the very house we had always envisioned, a sanctuary that was meant to be completed within a year's embrace. And then, in that fleeting moment, everything came to a standstill. Richard's death cast a shadow over my existence, leaving me to grapple with the fragility of life itself. In solitude, I have wandered through the years, burdened by a profound emptiness that echoes within me. Yet in recent days, the weight of loneliness has been pressing down on me with an intensity I can hardly bear. This night felt like one of those nights, heavy with unspoken thoughts and lingering emotions. Are you prepared to embrace what lies ahead? This is a tale that transcends the ordinary. This reflects the delicate boundaries that fade away, the overwhelming surge of feelings that spiral beyond our grasp, and the quiet cries of a truth yearning to break free from the depths of our hearts. Each fleeting moment has the power to stir something profound within you. Emotions that lie dormant, waiting to be unearthed, challenging the boundaries you once believed were unbreakable. If this is the tale you've longed to embrace, then step forward and listen. Embrace the moment and click that subscribe button, allowing the notifications to light up your path. Your support holds immeasurable significance in my life. With each step I made my way to the living room, the weight of the world resting heavily on my shoulders. A few steps away, I caught sight of Daniel, lost in the glow of a romantic movie flickering on the screen. In that fleeting moment, my heart was solely focused on ensuring that Daniel could discover a semblance of peace during his time here, yet I remained blissfully unaware that life had woven a different tapestry of events, one that would unfold in ways I could never have anticipated. So many things felt like they were unraveling, and I found myself yearning for just a single step, a solitary movement that could shift the course of everything. Daniel turned to me, his eyes still heavy with sleep, and softly inquired if I had been the one to disturb his slumber. There was a haunting quality to his voice, a blend of uncertainty that tugged at the heart and a profound yearning for solace. As I stood there in my shirt, I realized that the fabric against my skin was the least of my concerns. It was as if the world around me faded, leaving only the weight of my thoughts and emotions lingering in the air. In that moment, a profound sense of solitude enveloped me, deeper than I had ever known. I remained silent, offering him a gentle smile that spoke volumes in the quiet between us. In this moment, I find myself drawn to the simple act of quenching my thirst, seeking solace in the refreshing embrace of water In that moment, the weight of solitude pressed down on me, and I found myself yearning for time to stretch, to linger just a little longer. Perhaps, just perhaps, sharing a few moments with Daniel could fill the void of this lonely night. Perhaps sharing a movie could remind me that amidst the chaos, there still exists a semblance of normalcy, a flicker of hope for peace in my life. Come sit down, Daniel invited softly, gesturing to the empty space beside him on the couch, a silent promise of shared moments and quiet companionship. The choice came to me with an unexpected clarity, as if the weight of it had already been lifted from my heart. In search of warmth and a deeper connection, I found myself sitting beside him, yearning for a night filled with significance. The movie began to unfold before me, yet my mind drifted, unable to anchor itself to the images on the screen. Deep within me, there lingered a feeling, an elusive essence that I struggled to comprehend. There was something about Daniel's presence, the way this unfamiliar stranger occupied the space beside me. The subtle tremor in his voice stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, making everything feel profoundly different. As the tender moments of the film unfolded, I felt an urge to avert my gaze from the screen, grappling with emotions that stirred within me. In that fleeting moment, as the couple on the screen drew closer, a wave of nostalgia washed over me, stirring memories I believed had long faded into the shadows of my mind. In a moment that felt both fleeting and profound, I found myself inadvertently turning my head, my skin brushing against Daniel's arm, igniting a spark of connection that lingered in the air between us. I found myself retreating in an instant. What did you just say? I averted my gaze, a wave of panic washing over me. I never meant for it to happen this way. Daniel paused, a moment stretching between them before he offered a subtle nod, his voice softening as he reassured, "Okay, don't worry." Yet, in that fleeting instant, the distance that separated us seemed to diminish, as if the universe conspired to draw us closer together. The movie unfolded before me, yet an unmistakable emptiness lingered, casting a shadow over every scene. In that moment, both Daniel and I felt an unsettling absence of true peace. Even in our proximity, a profound emptiness lingered between us, creating an invisible barrier that seemed to overshadow our connection. That night lingers in my memory, a poignant reminder of the dawn of something profound, something intricately woven with complexities I had yet to fathom. In that fleeting moment, I felt a profound shift, as if the universe was whispering that everything was on the brink of transformation. The night had unfolded in an unexpected way, casting shadows that danced with uncertainty. As I sat on the sofa, the soft glow of the screen illuminating our faces, I found myself lost in the moment, captivated by Daniel. The romantic movie played on, but my heart was drawn to him in a way that felt both exhilarating and tender. Even in the simplicity of my shirt, the proximity to another man after a prolonged solitude stirred a tension within me that felt impossible to overlook. Daniel's presence stirred something within me, awakening realizations I had long kept buried. Perhaps it was the solitude that had enveloped me for so long, but the proximity to another man in this intimate manner awakened a deep and stirring sensation within me. It felt like a whirlwind of emotions, leaving me lost in a haze of uncertainty, struggling to grasp its meaning. Yet deep within me, there was an undeniable sensation that stirred my very being. That night, a sense of clarity washed over me, illuminating the shadows that had lingered for so long. Let us not succumb to ease. I found myself turning around all night, lost in a restless dance with my thoughts. The weight of sleeplessness pulled me into the dawn, each moment stretching like a shadow across my weary soul. As the dawn broke, I found myself drawn to the piano, yearning to release the swirling anxiety that clung to my heart. For nearly 7 years, I found myself in solitude, and each morning I yearned for a sense of normalcy to wrap around me like a comforting embrace. The piano resonated within me like a cherished companion, offering a fleeting sense of tranquility while evoking memories of Richard. As my fingers glided over the keys, a quiet hope stirred within me, yearning for this morning to offer a glimpse of solace as well. In that moment, a sound drifted in from outside, pulling me from my thoughts. A shadow loomed before the window, a fleeting specter that stirred something deep within me. As the sun began to rise, casting a gentle glow over the city, Daniel found himself wandering the familiar streets, each step echoing with a sense of solitude and reflection. In the beginning, it slipped past my awareness, but as the melody wove itself into the atmosphere, he pushed open the main door and stepped inside. In the midst of my playing, I was blissfully unaware of his presence, lost in my own world. It was only when I caught a glimpse of him, standing there in quiet stillness, that the reality of the moment washed over me. For a fleeting moment, my fingers felt as if they had turned to ice, and in that stillness, the tension within me surged, more potent than before. Yet, Daniel's smile lingered, a gentle reminder that in his eyes, everything was perfectly in its right place, untouched by the chaos that swirled around us. "That was beautiful," he whispered, his voice tinged with a softness that lingered in the air, as if the moment itself had wrapped around them like a warm embrace. "I am truly grateful. Truly, this gift has touched my heart in a way that no other birthday present ever has." In that fleeting instant, a surge of deep emotion washed over me, enveloping my very being. As Daniel stepped through the threshold, an undeniable shift enveloped the room, transforming it into something altogether different, as if we had crossed into another realm. And then he spoke, his voice steady and sincere, revealing a depth of feeling I had never encountered before. "What I just expressed resonates deeply within me. Just a fleeting glimpse of you, even for a brief moment, filled my heart with a warmth I haven't felt in ages. It was truly the highlight of my days, a precious reminder of what joy can be. Today marks a significant milestone in my life, my 40th birthday. Can you believe it?" It struck me swiftly, the way those words seemed to strip away a part of my essence. I averted my eyes, grappling with the tumult of feelings that clashed with the warmth of his welcome. In that fleeting moment, after what felt like an eternity, a warmth enveloped me, and for the first time in years, the weight of solitude began to lift. I sensed a stirring within, a whisper of transformation on the horizon. In the aftermath of that poignant morning, I discovered myself yearning for the embrace of nightfall. The realization that it was Daniel's 40th birthday stirred something deep within me, igniting a desire to do something, anything, that could transform the day into something normal yet extraordinary, a moment to be cherished. In a moment of quiet contemplation, I found a spark of inspiration and turned to him, seeking connection in that fleeting thought. Could it be that today marks the anniversary of your arrival in this world? I reached out, seeking answers that lingered in the silence. In that case, let us embrace the moment and celebrate together. What if we shared a bottle of wine and savored a slice of cake together this evening? In that fleeting moment, Daniel's smile caught me off guard, wrapping around my heart like a warm embrace, igniting a spark of joy I didn't know I needed. Perhaps, if you're hinting at it, tonight might hold a spark of joy, he remarked, a glimmer of excitement dancing in his eyes. After a brief moment of silence, he continued, a mocking smile playing on his lips. Yet lurking beneath the surface, there lies a trap. I long to hear the gentle notes of the piano once more, to be enveloped in the music that stirs my soul. It seems that this burden is one you will carry with you no matter how hard you try to shake it off. As I laughed, I sought to dispel the growing nervousness that was quietly building within me. With a deep breath, I replied, "Very well." Yet it seems that the moment truly calls for the uncorking of a fine bottle of wine, inviting us to pause and savor the richness of the experience with a heartfelt toast. That seemingly small exchange lingered in my mind, leaving a more profound mark on my heart than I was willing to acknowledge. Emotions surged within me, a tempest yearning for release, yet I pushed them down, convincing myself that for just one night, I could create an illusion of normalcy. It was merely a birthday, a fleeting moment of celebration. That was everything. Yet, in a moment that felt both ordinary and extraordinary, Daniel uttered a remark that left me utterly speechless, caught off guard by its unexpected weight. He gazed at me, his eyes reflecting a purity that seemed untouched by the world, and softly inquired, "How old are you?" 45 years have passed, each one a thread woven into the fabric of my existence. In that fleeting moment, I felt an overwhelming stillness wash over me, as if time itself had paused, leaving me suspended in a state of disbelief. For so long, I had endeavored to embrace a sense of youthfulness, to escape the weight of my years. Yet in that moment, when the sincere words washed over me, I found myself unexpectedly moved, caught off guard by the depth of their kindness. A smile crept onto my face, unbidden and warm, as if it were a gentle reminder of the beauty that life can hold. Oh, how disheartening, not quite as I had hoped. I spoke, attempting to downplay the significance, yet it was nearly impossible to conceal the flicker of emotion that his words ignited within me. It felt like I was being torn apart, caught in the delicate embrace of their warmth while simultaneously battling the tempest of emotions swirling within me, each wave threatening to break through the fragile dam I had built. As the night enveloped us, Daniel and I uncorked the wine, allowing its rich aroma to fill the air. We nestled into our cozy space, ready to embrace the warmth of celebration together. With each word exchanged, a deeper connection began to blossom between us. His warmth enveloped me, and the way he focused on every word I spoke brought a profound sense of comfort to my heart. There was an undeniable connection between us, a magnetic pull that deepened with each fleeting moment we shared. Deep within, a whisper urged me to embrace this evening as if it were just another mundane night. In that moment, Daniel lifted his glass, a warm smile gracing his lips, and with a playful glint in his eyes, he leaned in and asked, "So, when will you share your music with me?" Deep down, you realize there's no escaping this reality. In that fleeting instant, doubt crept in, wrapping around my thoughts like a heavy fog. In that moment, I inhaled deeply, feeling the weight of uncertainty and possibility intertwine within me. With a quiet resolve, I whispered to myself, "Okay, let's do it." As I settled onto the piano bench, I allowed the notes to wash over me, a gentle stream of sound that I hoped would soothe the tempest within my soul. Yet with every note, I sensed a shift within me, as if they were weaving an invisible thread that drew me nearer to him. In the depths of the music, I felt a profound sense of solace, as if each note wrapped around me like a warm embrace. The way I listened, with every fiber of my being, transformed the experience into something sacred, as if it held the weight of the universe within its melodies. What I envisioned as a straightforward celebration transformed into an experience that was entirely unexpected. In that fleeting moment, I found myself gazing upon a sensation that had eluded me for what felt like an eternity, something profoundly real. As I navigated the keys, a haze enveloped my thoughts, obscuring the clarity I once sought. Every note resonated within me, awakening feelings I struggled to comprehend. Daniel's voice lingered softly in my thoughts, and I sensed a gradual rift forming between my heart and my mind, as if they were drifting apart in a quiet, painful dance. I found myself adrift in a sea of chaos, unaware of the moment when I should have paused and taken a breath. As my hands instinctively reached out for another melody, a familiar presence emerged beside me. Daniel's gentle touch enveloped my hands, grounding me in that fleeting moment. "You are an incredible woman," he said, his voice gentle yet steady, "and the way you play the piano is simply enchanting." His words echoed in the chambers of my mind, creating an unsettling void that lingered long after they were spoken. His warm hands enveloped mine, grounding me in a tumultuous sea of emotions, providing a sense of stability even when everything felt chaotic within me. "Come on, you're tired," he murmured, his voice a gentle balm, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. Come, let's find a moment of stillness on the sofa together. I have something special to share with you, something that I hope will touch your heart. With his gentle touch, Daniel led me to the sofa, and I found myself lost in a whirlwind of emotions. I struggled to grasp the reality of the moment, yet there was an undeniable depth that enveloped us, stirring something profound within me. As I settled into my seat, my mind continued to whirl with a chaotic dance of thoughts, and then, like a soothing balm, Daniel returned to the piano. As I sat there, I found myself captivated by the way his hands danced across the keys, a fluid motion that seemed to breathe life into the air around us. Then, in an instant, the familiar notes of my favorite melody filled the space, wrapping me in a warm embrace of nostalgia and longing. In that moment, a wave of familiarity washed over me. It was the song I had cherished for years, the melody that always reached into the depths of my soul, awakening emotions I thought were long buried. As he played, my heart raced, each note stirring up memories I wasn't prepared to confront. I found myself sitting in stillness, enveloped by the music that poured into the room, igniting a spark deep within my soul. After some time, restlessness consumed me. The melody he played enveloped me, elevating my spirit as if he were reaching out, beckoning me closer. With each step, I approached him, desperately seeking to quell the turmoil that raged within my heart. As I drew closer, standing beside him, a wave of uncertainty washed over me, leaving me at a loss for what to do next. Do you truly excel at this? I spoke with a quivering voice, desperately attempting to mask the frantic rhythm of my heart beneath the surface. And there you are, playing the song that resonates deep within my soul. My words hung in the air, echoing softly in the room as a storm of emotions swirled within me, each feeling clashing and intertwining in a tumultuous dance. Who are you, Daniel? What depths lie within your soul, waiting to be uncovered? What stories do you carry, hidden beneath the surface, yearning to be told? In the quiet moments when the world fades away, what truths do you whisper to yourself? I find myself drawn to the enigma that is you, seeking to understand the essence of your being. I inquired, my voice trembling, barely rising above a whisper. Do you find yourself? Is it truly you who is approaching me? In this moment, I find myself enveloped in a sensation unlike any I have ever known. In that moment, I found myself engulfed by a whirlwind of emotions, overwhelmed and confused, yet exhilarated and terrified, all intertwined with a thread of happiness. It was a chaotic symphony of feelings, each note resonating deeply within me. In that fleeting moment, our gazes intertwined, and the world around us faded away. I could sense the warmth of his breath, a delicate whisper of intimacy that lingered in the air between us. As I gazed into his eyes, it was as if I was being drawn into a different realm, where the very essence of time seemed to stand still. The intensity of his gaze sent my heart racing, enveloping me in a comforting warmth that lingered long after our eyes met. In that fleeting instant, it seemed as though we existed in a universe crafted solely for us, two souls intertwined amidst the vastness of everything else. Everything seemed to shift in a way that was almost palpable. In that fleeting moment, it seemed as though the vastness of the world had contracted, leaving only the two of us suspended in our own intimate universe. In that moment, all else faded away and the world transformed before my eyes, revealing a new and profound perspective. In that fleeting moment, as our gazes intertwined, the world around us faded into oblivion, leaving only the profound connection between us, untouched by time or distraction. In that moment, all the chaos, the fear, and the whirlwind of thoughts faded away, leaving just Daniel and me, suspended in a fragile stillness. His hands lingered gently on my waist, a delicate balance of strength and tenderness, grounding me without overwhelming my spirit. My mind was a whirlwind, caught in a tumult of sensations, and I found myself questioning whether it was the wine or the torrent of emotions that enveloped me. In that moment, the weight of uncertainty pressed down on me, and I felt as if I might crumble without Daniel's steady embrace to anchor me. In that fleeting moment, the gaze he held was a silent promise, drawing me nearer to him. His warmth enveloped me, wrapping me in a cocoon of safety that stood in stark contrast to the turmoil surrounding us. It was as if, in his presence, I found a fragile equilibrium, a sanctuary amidst the storm. "You need to rest," he said softly, his voice a gentle whisper as he guided me to the sofa. His words wrapped around me like a soothing balm, and the gentle pressure of his hands on my waist brought a sense of comfort that was both reassuring and unsettling, stirring a whirlwind of emotions within me. As I settled into my seat, his hands lingered for just a heartbeat longer, and in that fleeting moment, our eyes locked once more, stirring something deep within me. In that moment, I found myself lost in a sea of uncertainty, grappling with the weight of unspoken words and emotions that felt too vast to comprehend. The warmth of his touch enveloped me, making the night linger in my memory, profound and inexplicable in its intensity. That night on the sofa transformed into a tapestry of emotions, weaving together moments of exhilaration and memories that would linger in my heart forever. It all unfolded in a whirlwind, leaving me with little chance to truly grasp the weight of it all before dawn broke. As I slowly opened my eyes to the world around me, I felt a gentle pull urging me to rise. With a quiet determination, I made my way to the living room, each step a reflection of the thoughts swirling in my mind. The rich aroma of coffee wafted from the kitchen, gently pulling me from the depths of my sleepwalking haze, and there he stood, a figure of warmth and familiarity. In the quiet of the morning, Daniel stood in the kitchen, bare-chested, lost in the simple ritual of making coffee. The steam curled around him, a gentle embrace, as he poured his thoughts into the cup, savoring the stillness of the moment. His body, still radiating warmth and strength from the night before, lay before me, and I, reflecting on the night before, enveloped me in an inexplicable wave of emotion, stirring something deep within my being. My shirt and underwear lay strewn across the floor, remnants of a moment that felt both chaotic and strangely intimate. The mere recollection of it all stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, a blend of nervousness and exhilaration that danced in my chest. As I sift through the memories of the night, a deep sense of confusion washes over me, leaving me even more lost in the labyrinth of my thoughts. What lay ahead in this uncertain moment? Where do I even begin to unravel this? Yet, amidst the uncertainty, a singular truth emerged. In that moment, I sensed a bond between us, a profound connection that stirred something deep within me, something I had never experienced before. In that quiet night, I sensed that this moment held the promise of transformation, a whisper of possibility that could alter the course of my life in ways I had yet to imagine. Daniel shifted away from the kitchen, his gaze meeting mine with a weight that lingered in the air between us. Those gentle eyes, that inviting smile. A heavy silence enveloped us, filled with the weight of unspoken thoughts and emotions lingering in the air. As I stood there, watching him, I found myself lost in a whirlwind of emotions, grappling with the depths of my own feelings and the complexities of the moment unfolding before me. All around me, chaos reigned supreme. In that moment, I found myself lost, grappling with uncertainty, unsure of the path that lay ahead and how to take the next step. In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of being adrift, ensnared in a web of uncertainty. Yet, beneath the surface of my despair, there was a stirring, a quiet acknowledgement that change was on the horizon, inevitable and unstoppable. As I stood there, reminiscent of Helen, a tumultuous blend of emotions and confusion enveloped me, each feeling intertwining with the next, leaving me in a state of introspection. Everything felt so distant and unclear, as if I were lost in a fog, unable to grasp even the simplest of thoughts. In the blink of an eye, everything unfolded with a dizzying swiftness. As I stood there, my clothes strewn across the floor, I found myself gazing at her, and in that fleeting moment, I closed my eyes, a gentle shake of my head escaping me, as if to dispel the weight of the world around us. The complexity of it all left me in a haze, unable to articulate the thoughts swirling in my mind, let alone the emotions that tugged at my heart. I rose abruptly, a sense of urgency propelling me toward the bathroom. In that moment, I found myself yearning for the cleansing embrace of warm water, a simple yet profound necessity that seemed to call out to my weary soul. I found myself yearning for a moment of solitude, a chance to escape the tumultuous sea of feelings that threatened to engulf me. My shirt and underwear lay abandoned, exactly as I had left them, a silent testament to the moment that had just passed. The chaos around me felt insignificant, almost like a distant echo of something I had long since let go of. All I longed for was to immerse myself in the soothing embrace of the hot water, to find solace away from the turmoil that surrounds me, even if it was just for a fleeting moment. As I stepped out of the shower, the warmth of the towel enveloped me, a fleeting comfort in that moment. Then, without warning, the door creaked open, shattering the tranquility I had just embraced. Daniel stood there, a figure caught in the stillness of the moment. In that fleeting moment, time seemed to stand still, and I found myself frozen, unable to move or breathe. In that stillness, we remained, caught in a moment that felt both infinite and fleeting. In that fleeting moment, our eyes locked, and an intensity enveloped us, as if time itself held its breath, pausing the chaos of the world around us. In that moment, uncertainty enveloped me, leaving me adrift in a sea of confusion. The turmoil within me was palpable, a whirlwind of confusion and raw emotion reflected in my eyes. I felt utterly bare, stripped of defenses, and yet, despite the vulnerability that enveloped me, the words surged forth, unstoppable and urgent, as if they were demanding to be heard. With a trembling voice, I confessed, I don't even know what's going on. What is it that we are truly doing? It's a strange sensation, this awareness of the darkness surrounding me, yet it feels as if I'm lost in a dream, floating through a surreal landscape where reality blurs and emotions intertwine. With each step Daniel took towards me, a whirlwind of emotions stirred within, as if the very air between us crackled with unspoken words and lingering possibilities. His eyes brimmed with a tumult of conflicting emotions, each one vying for attention, a silent testament to the complexity of his inner world. In that moment, uncertainty enveloped us, a heavy shroud of the unknown. We stood together, hearts racing, both acutely aware that the future was a blank canvas, waiting for the brushstrokes of our choices. In that fleeting moment, I felt a surge of thoughts and emotions, yet the words remained trapped within me, refusing to escape into the air. Your coffee is ready, Daniel murmured, his voice quivering ever so slightly, as if the simple act of serving held a deeper significance. As my gaze fell upon him, I couldn't help but marvel at the chaotic beauty that surrounded us, a tapestry woven from imperfections and raw emotion. In that fleeting instant, I found myself wholly immersed, untouched by the weight of tomorrow. I simply existed, surrendering to the beauty of the now. As I settled into my chair, cradling my coffee, a whirlwind of confusion swirled within my heart, refusing to quiet. As I sat with Daniel, our gazes intertwined, we found ourselves lost in the echoes of our shared past, each memory a whisper of what once was. Everything unfolded in a whirlwind, leaving me breathless, struggling to grasp the fleeting moments that slipped through my fingers. What choices had we made? What emotions stirred within us? In the depths of my thoughts, I yearned to articulate something profound, to weave together the chaos into clarity, yet the right words eluded me, slipping through my fingers like grains of sand, leaving me in a state of quiet frustration. Helen, Daniel began, his voice laced with tension. What we did weighs heavily on my heart. I am acutely aware of its gravity. How did we allow ourselves to fall into this situation? In his eyes, a flicker of guilt danced, yet beneath it lay a profound understanding, as if he were grappling with the weight of unspoken truths. He understood, just as I did, that everything had spiraled beyond our grasp. Is this something we should look back on with sorrow? In hindsight, it's clear that we should have never taken that path. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. In the midst of my chaotic thoughts, a clarity emerged, and at last, I discovered the strength to express myself. Yes, perhaps everything unfolded in a whirlwind, yet it simply wasn't right. In the quiet moments of reflection, I realize how we allowed the simplicity of life to slip through our fingers, weaving a tapestry of complexity that now feels utterly bewildering. As I gaze into the past, it becomes painfully clear that none of this truly aligns, leaving me with a sense of disarray and longing for clarity. In the quiet moments of reflection, it becomes painfully clear that this was a misstep for both of us. I spoke those words. A heaviness settled upon my chest, yet amidst that burden, I found an unexpected sense of relief as I finally acknowledged the truth. We had both crossed the line too far. Daniel stood still, his gaze fixed on the ground, lost in thought. In that moment, his gaze met mine. "We act as if this moment never existed, Helen," he murmured, his voice a blend of strength and tenderness. In the depths of my heart, I believe that for the sake of our well-being, it is time for us to let go of what once was. How deeply can we reflect on the weight of this prolongation? What lies beyond our hesitation? It feels even more overwhelming when everything seems to be falling apart. We must carve out a sanctuary for ourselves, a place where we can breathe and reflect, allowing our souls to flourish in their own light. In that moment, his words struck a chord deep within me, awakening feelings I hadn't fully acknowledged before. I found solace in the decision to press on with this journey. It would only bring pain to us both. "Indeed," I whispered, inhaling deeply. "Perhaps in the grand tapestry of life, this is what was meant to be. Perhaps if you choose to go, it could be the answer we both seek. Perhaps this is the path that holds the most promise for our well-being, a choice that may ultimately nurture us both." Daniel spoke, his expression resolute and unwavering. I feel a deep sense of necessity to pursue this path. He spoke. "This feels like the path we both need to take." In the stillness of those fleeting moments, we exchanged glances, each one heavy with unspoken thoughts and emotions. In that fleeting moment, a profound understanding washed over us, illuminating the weight of the decision we faced. Embracing the truth that our actions during those shadowy times were merely a misstep weighs heavily on my heart. Confronting that truth may very well be the initial stride toward healing and transformation. Rather than pulling each other into a web of confusion, I sense that the only path to progress lay in finding our own space. I truly hope my story resonated with you in some way. This journey has been nothing short of exhilarating, and the joy of sharing it with you has filled my heart with happiness. If you find yourself yearning for more tales like this one, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. This way, you can be among the first to embrace each new episode as it unfolds, inviting more stories into your life. Your likes and comments hold a special place in my heart, resonating deeply within me. Your thoughts and feelings resonate deeply within me, igniting a profound sense of motivation that I can't quite put into words. Your support fuels my creativity, allowing me to explore and express more of what lies within me. I am deeply grateful to each of you, and I look forward to our next journey together in the unfolding stories that await us.